My dad didn't really get it. He was like, "You're gonna be a starving artist," basically. I came home one day and like my whole room was super clean, like the cleanest it's ever been. And my dad had a military pamphlet on my bed. He didn't really say anything, but I knew what that meant, which was like, you gotta figure something out. You know, when you're home, it's a vulnerable place, and it's a place for you to kind of relax and just kind of take a load off, I guess. And the people in that home usually accept you for you. You know, it wasn't a good feeling not being accepted for what I was doing, but it also just chalked it up to like kind of my whole entire life experience up to that point, because it was like people never really accepted me that much. Although it didn't feel good, it was a familiar feeling.
Yo, deep in the game like fourth quarter. For these dollars, I'ma need me some change, and I don't mean 4 quarters. I see me in the range of 4-pointer, spitting on times your entrees, the flow water, fly, no photo, I rap tour in the tube, black bull in the China shop, black door in the booth, I'm dope, in 104 ways, hit the back of your brain with this black cocaine, spit the match to the
first time I met Don, it was through this dude we know, mutual friend, and he's like, yo, you play just like my friend Don, you gotta meet him. So I go over to this man's like house and we go to his basement. This dude is like dripping sweat and like we're like jamming and he's just like, all right, let's keep playing. And we're just like, is this man okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm good, let's just keep playing. And then like we're like playing and he's like goes to the bathroom and the dude's like, I think we can't stop playing. If we stop, I don't know what he's gonna do. I think he's gonna lose his mind. And then he comes back and he's just like whipping his face and beads of sweat are going everywhere, and he's just like, yeah, man, we gotta keep doing this, we gotta keep going. And the other guy goes to the bathroom, and then he was just like, so I really like playing with you, man. Like, I don't know about this other guy, though. I really thought he was cool. I really liked him. I felt like it was cool meeting another, like, black guitarist that plays similar and listens to the same type of music that I listen to, because there's not a lot of us, for sure.
My dad didn't really get it. He was like, "You're gonna be a starving artist," basically. He also probably did not want me to pick music as a career because he felt as if like it just was not stable. He was correct about that. I think he kind of wished that I picked something else at the time. Although I want to prove them wrong, I want to prove myself right. And there's a subtle difference there, whereas like I want to realize my dreams for me, not for them. I came home one day and like my whole room was super clean, like the cleanest it's ever been. And my dad had a military pamphlet on my bed. He didn't really say anything, but I knew what that meant, which was like, you gotta figure something out. But at that moment I knew I had to do something, because it was like, I didn't really want to stay at his house. Then he was kind of making it clear that he didn't really want me to be there. Not because he didn't want me there as a son or anything, but just because he knew as a man I had to start making some moves. I scoured Craigslist for like the first cheap room that I could find, and I found a cheap room for $250 a month in Baltimore City, close to my college. Seemed like a nice enough neighborhood. I don't know that I really cared that much. Packed my shit, moved. I remember, you know, just quickly, I remember what it felt like after I paid the rent for the first time, and I went to just go check out the place. I remember the empty room that I was going to move into. It was paid for. I sat down on the floor with no furniture at all, and I just laid out, and I just felt this like indescribable feeling of like, man, this is what it feels like, kind of like move out on your own or to start your life. It wasn't connected to my parents in any way. My parents didn't financially like support me in that regard, and having a place that was safe, that was musical, that was my home, you know what I mean, that I paid for, that I had sort of obtained, I guess, with my own resources. that felt that peaceful was really, really amazing. You know, and like growing up, I had a lot of, you know, like bumps in the road with my parents and some issues with like abuse and just like, it was kind of a tumultuous setting. So living in this place that I had paid for myself, was in school, and the feeling, the energy in the house was just like a piece that I hadn't really known.
And I just remember one time after a show, I think we were all like together and we were like dropping our equipment at your spot. And it was like 2 a.m. or something. And then the car like pulls up on us like super slow and like rolls down the window. And the dude pokes his head out the window. He's like, hey, y'all got a rat coming. And then he just like throws his window up and drives off. And we're like, all right, guys, it's time to go. So I got in the car, and like right as I was getting in the car, I looked back on the sidewalk, and it was a literal rat like walking up on us. And that's why we were just like, we thought it was something else.
Literally just a big ass rat
Yeah, it was
running down the sidewalk.
rat.
Donovan and I were in a band, and then after Donovan met Tamba, we started playing together.
It's different playing with just playing by yourself versus playing with a group of people, because playing something and knowing it's good versus feeling that it's good makes a huge difference.
A night and day difference. But I think it's really just that we're, you know, we're like lifelong friends at this point, and I think we're always going to be making music together in some form.
It's that feeling of vulnerability. It's that feeling of the laughs that you have, you know what I mean? It's when serious things happen. My older sister died a year ago, and the people who were there for me called me every day, and you know, the people who knew her, the people who shared their time and resources with me at like such a difficult time, you know what I mean? Like, that's what makes a family. Those types of people are really important to find, and I'm really glad that I found, you know, my family, my home, my community.